There are two key challenges that confront development directions in Caramoan and its adjacent coastal municipalities. For tourism development, the key challenge is the absence of a comprehensive roadmap to guide how tourism should progress on a sustainable basis in the area. For CRM, the key challenge was the lack of sustainable funding mechanism to support resource governance and coastal environment protection. Along with this development, Partido State University was tasked to spearhead the development of a comprehensive, research-based sustainable tourism master plan in 2013. It designated RG Bradecina to lead TMP team. There were two key constraints that confronted the TMP in developing the institutional frameworks for sustainable tourism and CRM. For the tourism roadmap, valuable data to formulate and develop tourism products and establish tourism clusters as well as tourism brand positioning and marketing strategies were wanting. For CRM governance, crucial environmental monetary valuation data and insights for the development of institutional arrangements to establish sustainable funding mechanisms were lacking. 4 years before the development initiative for tourism and CRM in Partido area in 2009 and 2010, the study entitled Economic Valuation of the Beachscape Beauty of Caramoan, Camarines Sur towards establishing equitable payment for environmental services system for sustainable ecotourism by RG Bradecina was funded by the EEPSEA under its small research grant program. The proponent maximized the research fund given by also generating data for beachscape recreation valuation. Apart from the standard CVM question items to capture recreational preferences, motivation, and travel expenditures were also included in the data generation tool. The implementation of the EEPSEA-funded SRG project entitled Economic Valuation of the Beachscape Beauty of Caramoan, Camarines Sur towards establishing equitable payment for environmental services system for sustainable ecotourism in 2009 and 2010 would appear to be providential 4 years later. It has generated the valuable data and insights that are crucial in developing the institutional frameworks for sustainable tourism and coastal resource management in the service area. The EEPSEA SRG generated the data and information on tourist profile, recreational behavior, preference, and travel expenditures to define and develop tourism, perceptions on environment, motivation, and expectations. These were used as valuable inputs in a series of write-ups attended by various stakeholders in the development of tourism products, establishment of tourism clusters, tourism brand positioning, and tourism marketing strategy that will be adopted by the TMP. The EEPSEA SRG generated the data and information on local tourists' mean WTP for the protection of the beachscape beauty in Caramoan, the factors that affect WTP, and the economic value of the coastal assets to be protected. These were used as inputs in a series of write-ups attended by LGU officials, CRM and MPA council representatives, industry and local residents to develop the tourism user-free system and resource governance structure that would allow multi-stakeholder and community participation in the decision-making process that promote coastal environment and tourism sustainability. These database strategies were translated into policy and legal frameworks that put the sustainable tourism and coastal resource management development map to work by emphasizing responsibility, authority, and accountability from key actors. The enabling legislations for the tourism governing organizations and governance systems include development and enactment of policies and ordinances that will provide the power, privileges, and resources for tourism-related governing organizations identified in the TMP to enable them to execute their functions enumerated in this plan. The enabling legislation sustaining financial mechanisms for coastal and mountain conservation and management include development and enactment of policies and ordinances that generates income for sustainably funding tourism development and coastal resource management, such as fees and taxes, and institutionalizing these fee systems. After more than a year of consultations and planning workshops using the EEPSEA SRG generated data as key inputs in the planning process, the outputs in the form of a tourism roadmap and the embedded strategic directions were presented to the stakeholders and officials of local government units on several occasions. The stakeholders and the key development actors played by the Partido Development Administration and its governing board, composed of the mayors of the 10 municipalities, passed a resolution for its adoption and implementation. The TMP and the strategic directions for the establishment and adoption of user fee system and structure for participatory coastal resource and tourism governance provided the preconditions for the successful implementation of sustainable tourism and coastal resource management interventions in the area, seen as inseparable duo to effectively address the proverbial twin pillars of poverty in many coastal fishing communities. The EEPSEA SRG had succeeded in helping evolve research-driven institutional frameworks that prepare the ground for sustainable tourism and coastal resource governance in Caramoan area in particular and the Partido district in general.